Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving Schools.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town. So a truly remarkable season has come to an end. A Merry Christmas to you all from Garth, of course. Highs and lows, but one hell of a ride. Relegation is the next step in our regeneration. That's what I'm thinking. What a thank you at the end of the game to by the supporters, by the club, by the staff. Look, we're going to talk a little bit about the Fulham game, but not much. And then we're going to look at the one thing that you've all taken away from this Premier League season for our first time in the Premier League. We've got your 3-word reviews, we've got some transfer gossip already, and much, much more. If you're watching on YouTube, you won't see Steve. He's still stuck in Alcatraz. But we have got Darren and Bataro with us. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for coming up.
Hello.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Let's be honest. Nothing more than we expected really on Saturday, was it? Nothing more with the result. Nothing more than... relegation was always coming. But actually, I didn't feel that sad. I did fill up a little bit, but I didn't feel that sad. I think we're moving on, aren't we, Darren?
Yeah, we are. I think we didn't feel that sad because I think we probably kind of accepted it was coming for a while. We were putting off the inevitable, weren't we? And we were like, 5 games ago, you never know. And they just didn't materialise. Saturday was more of a celebration of we've been there, we've done it, then...
Celebration of what we've achieved, yeah. And if you'd only talked us up like you talked Crystal Palace up, we'd have been 10th.
Well, not only did they finish 10th, they got 4 players in the England squad. I mean, you couldn't make it up.
To be fair, I was saying to a lot of people at work, I was like, oh yeah, watch out for Palace now after what you said. And then all of a sudden everyone was like, yeah, good one, mate. I was like, that wasn't my prediction.
The atmosphere inside the stadium was probably enhanced by 2-for-1 beers as usual, but it was a good... Lots of people in orange shirts for a change when they've been asked to do it.
I know, and you had a massive go at me, didn't you, Dave? When I got to the pub. Did you not get the memo?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah,
no, I didn't, clearly. But yeah, obviously one white one, but yeah. No, it was brilliant though, wasn't it? Atmosphere, everyone was in good spirits as such, but yeah.
We talked about the euphoria of reaching the Premier League, and we're not disappointed about going down. Why do you think that is? Why do you think we're not disappointed?
I think from most people's point of view, obviously I'm not speaking for them, but I know myself that I'm excited for the future. I think you can only look at it as a positive. We've come up, obviously, to the Premier League. We've got to shed ton of money. What's next? Promotion again? Maybe in the next 2 years? Hopefully. That's what I'm going for anyway. Maybe not next season. Bit of a rebuild, then push on again.
This time of year, we're always looking at transfer rumours. We'll get to those in a bit, but you always sit there in the past and gone, who are we going to sell? Who are we going to sell? Who's going to leave? We're not going to get a lot of money for them, 1 million, 2 million. Yeah. But now our ex-Premier League stars are worth a bit more, Darren, aren't they?
Well, we're going to see some record-breaking money for our club, aren't we? But I don't know. You'd like to think they're going to try their best to keep the core of them. I know Edwards came out and said, well, we'll listen to any offers. Look, we're going to find out how serious our club are about wanting to try and get back. That's what we're going to find out with it. Mm-hmm. If they're really serious, if there's chunky money coming in for a Doughty or Adebayo, they shouldn't accept it. If they're really serious about coming back, if they want to take the money, because we are building the ground, and like you said, Luke, I think I don't know whether we will bounce back straight back. It might be we'll be back in a few years. They might want to just cash in on this even more, just settle the club for more years to come.
I think it's not like it's not one of those ones where the fans. I'm pretty sure you guys would be the same thing. Have the same thoughts, but we're not expecting to go straight back up again.
No, of course we're not.
I mean, some people will obviously, think, oh yeah, we're going to do it straight away. We've got a great team, but it's not going to be like that, unfortunately. I don't think. But
I've even heard some people say they don't want to go back. Now that's a ridiculous thing to say, don't you think?
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree. We'll talk about. I know we'll have an end of season one as well, but it's been fun. We've dipped our toe. We've had fun. I do like the Championship. I'm looking forward to next season. But yeah, if we got the chance to go back again, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you want to be in the top division of your country? I know a lot of people have talked about not getting tickets. I know that. But in the new stadium, there'll be 23,000 built rather than 17 now because we were in the Premier League. We'll have better players because we've been in the Premier League. We'll have got better facilities because we've been in the Premier League. So why wouldn't we want to go back there and improve some more, and stay in it? And we're not going to win the Premier League, not for a few years anyway. But what I'm trying to say to you is, why wouldn't you want to be putting yourself at the top of the English game, and compete and become more competitive? Because like we said last week, Bataro had a full squad. I think we'd have stayed up fairly okay. I think it'd been absolutely 15 players out for a long time or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think we'd have stayed up.
Yeah, like I said, we did. As you said that last week, didn't we? We said it maybe 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, even probably 6 weeks ago. That we had these players fit. What could we have done against this team or that team with these chances, or what I mean? I think Paul Merson said it the other day, didn't he? He said, Luton look good in midfield, good in attack, but they cannot defend. And I think a core reason for that is just instability of just players in and out, and just rotation. It's just, it's going to upset the squad, obviously. But look, we don't mind. We'll be back there. So that's the main thing. And we will be back there. I know we will. I'm that confident.
Good. Well, you know what? I'm thinking this is the time of year now where you can settle down and you get to do all those jobs at home that you haven't done for the last 8 months, however long it's been.
Boring.
Yeah, a little bit. But then, obviously, I haven't told my other half that the Euros are coming. So let's have a look at your 3-word reviews from the weekend, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Fulham game and just see where this goes tonight. And some of them are a bit like end of year stuff as well. Ricky says, what a year. Louise, never been prouder. Tony, what a journey. Steve, we gave everything. Ad says, performance reflects table. Tom, important lessons learnt. Snox, elated for Shay.
Yeah.
LTFC Dave, story of the season. Or story of season, otherwise it'd be 4, wouldn't it? Clive, unfortunately cheats Prosper. And Matt, championship champions 2025. You want to take any of those?
I got a couple. The first one, based on the game on Saturday, LTFC Dave, story of season. That game summed the whole season up in 96 minutes.
Yeah,
it was bonkers. It was always going to be a bonkers game, and it could have ended up anything. But an injury, getting back level, then conceding within a minute. Didn't even finish singing the song, did we? And it did. That game summed the whole season up, and some our luck up a little bit this season. Just jumping ahead. Sorry, my second one would be Snox, elated for Shay.
Yeah, we did sort of talk about this the other day, didn't we?
Yeah, and that sums our club up.
Mm-hmm.
That absolutely sums our club up. Who was it? I can't remember what other club it was, and they didn't bring. That's it. Like Man City, for instance, they were 3-1 up with X amount of time. They got that Scott Carson on the bench, haven't they? Because they need the English amount of English players and everything.
That's his keeper, isn't he?
And I know they're trying to win it, but they were 3-1 up 10 minutes to go. They're not going to lose it. They don't put him on. Our club is that good that. Shay gets 15 minutes because he deserves. And I'm sure if Potts was fit, he would have given Potts minutes as well.
The thing is, sorry.
No, and that is everything that is brilliant about our club that no one else has.
And Shay was really happy about it too. His post-match interview was
great save.
and what a fantastic save.
We were all sat there going, please, just one save. Keep a clean sheet and have one save. It was a great save.
Still got it, isn't he? Clearly. But what I was going to say was, right, obviously, that it does define obviously what the club's about, but obviously Kaminsky would have been sitting there going, I'd love to get every single minute under my belt this season, but he would probably would have agreed to it, wouldn't he? So he would have gone, fine, this and that, and that's the most beautiful thing about it. But imagine having 15 minutes left of your season and going, I've played every single minute in the Premier League. And you've got, do you know what I was saying? I was saying to obviously the people around me or whatever, I was saying, do you know what? Just bring James Shay on like the 90th minute at right back or something. Let Kaminsky have his time as well.
Kaminsky has been outstanding, and actually the way that he hugged Shay on the way off, he knew what was going on. He knew that was going to happen, and I'm pleased for them both because the way he reacted was like, get on there, mate, enjoy it.
And again, how good our club is, they would have spoke about it before, and I think no matter if the game was close or we were just winning, I think they still would have done it. I don't think no matter what the score was, they still would have done it, because that is more important to what we're about than that result.
Yeah.
And because the result didn't matter anyway, because everything, you knew what was going on with Forest and Burnley anyway. So I get that totally. Do you have any of those three words you want to talk about?
Well,
or
probably, to be
should we
fair,
just push
I
on?
mean, what Steve said, we get, I don't know if that's Steve or whoever, but we gave everything. And I genuinely feel like all season we did give everything. And people might go, yeah, but you only got 26 points or whatever.
Well, there is there's a lot of that going on, Batar, isn't there? You only got this. You're the worst teams ever to be promoted.
And people don't understand, like what we were facing throughout the season. It's not like a sob story. All right. In the end, we weren't good enough, clearly. But who knows what we could have done? Like we said, without the injured players, with the injured players, and whatever else had gone on. So I genuinely feel like we gave everything anyway.
I think for me personally, it's just what could have been.
Yeah.
What could have been. And I know we're probably going to do a full season. Well, we are going to do a full season review. But when I look at this season, for me personally, I've gone through lots of emotions. I've seen more football in the season than I've been allowed to do in the past, because of other commitments and stuff like that. And I'm sad that we're not in this division. I'm sad, but like you, Bataro, I'm looking forward to the new stadium being in operation in 3 to 4 years' time. I'm looking forward to getting in that stadium, it being full of orange shirts. Or
white ones.
But probably orange. And then, competing against the bigger teams and staying in the league with the bigger teams. Because everybody says they prefer the championship. I can see why. But then you're on that knife edge. If we're rubbish, we could end up down 2 divisions, and I don't want that to happen. At least from the Premier League, can only go down once.
It's always going to be hard reflecting on the Premier League as well, because we've gone however many years, 10, 12 years, not losing many football games. And you're on that feeling, aren't you? So when you are getting beat, and we've been competitive, but when you are getting beat week in, week out,
tough.
Whether that's the Premier League or League Two, you're going to say it was a rubbish season. Mm-hmm. So I think just we've been on this ride, haven't we? And it's the first. Is it the first time next season will be the first time we've finished a position lower in however many years, isn't it? We've just been on this constant ride. So it is going to feel a bit flat no matter what league you're in.
Still quite a few places above Watford, so that's all right. That's all good, isn't it?
Look, let's briefly dip into the game, just really briefly, because it doesn't have to be too in depth, does it? 4-2. You couldn't have seen that one predicted, could you? Really, we was hoping for a 19-0, and the game was like a bit of right. Here comes a confession coming up in a minute. It's a bit dullard, really, when it's 40 minutes in. And the guys next to me say, should we go to the bar? So we walk up to the other end of the stadium. The attacks are on. We see it. Nothing goes on. We go down to the bar and we hear this really tiny cheer. We go, what? What's happened there? He goes, Fulham went 1 up. So can someone tell me how the goal was? Because I didn't see it.
Oh, it was great, wasn't it? It was a good goal.
It was the first time anybody in the game had done anything. It was boring. It was a boring game. It was lucky it was a nice sunny day. But I think... Again, it's we've spoke about it throughout the season. It's just that quality. You can go from nobody doing anything in a game, and they just get a little bit of a break. Traore, touch, bang, bottom
Absolutely
corner, and you just go, "Oh, come on!" It's the first thing they've done.
He absolutely rocketed as well. Yeah. Absolute fizzer into that bottom corner. Yeah,
you just sit there and go, "There's your levels."
Yeah,
I hadn't finished saying 3 beers, please. And then we heard another cheer. Apparently we'd equalised. Was it a pen? Obviously it was a pen. I didn't see it. I should have watched it back.
I'll be honest, I've not watched the highlights back, but is that when Chio went through, didn't he?
Yeah.
See, my first, initial thought, obviously I've not seen it back, I can't pass any judgment, but I thought he fouled the defender personally at first. From where I'm at the other end, by the way, people, before you start, questioning my eyesight, and yes, it is shite, but, I didn't really see anything other than that. But yeah.
I think it's a little bit of an insight to a little bit how we're probably going to play next season. A little bit long bally, if you like. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you with Cho's pace? So it was quite nice to sort of see that. He dropped it in, and there was a bit of a shoulder barge.
Yeah,
I didn't think there was much in it.
No, it probably wasn't.
And then I just saw Chio hit the floor, and you go, that looks convincing. Again, in the Championship, ref gives it, brilliant.
Yeah.
In Premier League, you're sitting there going, right, are they going to check back for the shoulder to shoulder to say he fouled a defender? So you couldn't really get that excited. But it was nice that the ref gave the penalty.
Yeah, there was no messing about, really, was there?
So then you kind of go, well, was it clear and obvious? It wasn't, probably not. So it probably will be a penalty. But you still got that doubt. Next season, brilliant.
Yeah.
I hadn't even heard the beep of the credit card touch the machine, and then I heard another faint cheer.
Well,
come on, what was going on? I missed 3 goals going for a beer. Can you believe that?
Well, of course, with Fulham was singing a particular song about how rubbish we must be because they're winning away. So then we get the penalty, and then we sing, well, you must be rubbish because we're drawing at home. We didn't even finish the song, Dave.
I love how polite you are as well, mate. How rubbish we were.
Yeah, we didn't even finish the song, and it was in the back of the net.
Oh dear.
Was that Kaminsky where he Kaminsky kicked it out or whatever straight to their pail, and he pulled it back? Was it that one? I can't remember now. Like, I had a few beers.
Yeah, it was a half clearance out to the side. I think it was right. It was half clearance out to the side, but again, bang, they're in, and who scored it?
Jimenez.
Jimenez, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you the beer was cold, and the only screen where I was standing, they were playing the Manchester City game on the big screen. And I'm thinking, why? Why would you? Well, big screen, tiny screen. Why would you do that? I don't know. Come on, Luton, sort yourself out. Get some screens in that we can watch the game on. So the first half flew past me because I was well on to the celebrations of having the last game of the season, of course.
What he's trying to say is he was steaming drunk.
No, I wasn't steaming. I could see the game quite happily. Jimenez, he scored again, didn't he, second half? I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but the ref has admitted it should have been a foul earlier on Osho.
So why didn't you give it then?
Yeah.
And in fact, if you admitted that, it's a clear and obvious. Why didn't VAR
he
get
admitted
involved?
it?
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's sad.
It didn't mean something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't mean anything. And then we had that cheeky free kick from Doughty. I mean,
yeah.
I just thought, well, who's he going to pass this to? Who's going to pass this to? And he just went sort of like near post in.
You're going cheeky.
Yeah.
Like you meant that.
Yeah, I think he meant it. Do you not think he meant
Straight
it?
through the wall, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Did they
behind
jump?
it.
Did they jump? Did it go underneath them?
I think it went through the wall, didn't it?
Through the
It
wall.
went through. I don't
Well,
know.
I'm going with it then, because from where I was standing after missing the first 3 goals, I thought it was quite a
Just hit it like
good
that,
idea.
like, didn't it? It's just a cross right into the far corner. Yeah, it went straight for the wall, didn't it? And then the keeper, I think it was just a bit late to react because he didn't really see it or whatever. And
Yeah.
So at 3-2, you're thinking, come on, just give us something more to cheer about. Let's just get a draw at least and finish the season on a bit of a high. But it wasn't to be. Fulham get another one, and game's over. Don't even want to talk about their goal, do we? Do we want to talk about
quick
their goal?
counter, it's like, wasn't it? And then a great finish.
It was a good finish.
I mean,
I like
got caught
Harry
out
Wilson.
again.
Yeah, we did get caught out, and I like Harry Wilson. And when it was squared up to him, you just think, yeah, he's going to score that.
Yeah, because he's got that quality, innit? Like he can hit a ball. So yeah, but unfortunately, I mean, at that point, we're not usually, we don't usually cry and moan anyway that much of football, but we just thought, fair enough, it's what it is. We're going back to the pub after the game, so never mind.
Do you know, I know I'm a little bit hearing impaired sometimes, but I couldn't really hear the Fulham fans at the stadium much. So that says how much we kept the atmosphere going all the game, despite the result. And I think it's just a celebration of how we've been all season. And, home and away, it's been the same. We've been totally behind the football club. And, they've tried to reward us. They've given us a great season. And, I thought it was outstanding atmosphere on Saturday.
Yeah, it was, and especially after the game as well. It was a lovely little touch, wasn't it? It was just, obviously everyone walking around, give it a little lap on and whatever else. Yeah, it was just...
Hardly anyone left. There was a few walking out at full time, but pretty much everyone stayed.
Boys trying to get the bus, wasn't it, before he... Yeah.
Well, everyone stayed, and most of the stadium stayed, and some of the Fulham fans stayed as well. After their team went off,
the players are probably still there celebrating, aren't they? I mean, what were the Fulham players? Who were they bouncing up and down it?
I don't know.
I mean, what?
It must
Got
have
to celebrate something, didn't they?
It took them an age to get off the pitch, didn't it?
Of the 3 promoted teams, even though it's been regular said it's the 3 worst teams ever to come up to go back down, I don't agree with that at all. But of the 3 promoted teams, the one that finished 3rd last season finished top of those 3, so that's quite encouraging. And I just want to talk about the atmosphere of all the players coming out as well, because That was something special, wasn't it?
I mean, look, I think majority of my time was spent obviously watching Luke Berry's little boy trying to put the ball in the back, and then he kept pausing, freezing, and then like, oh my god, like there's a massive crowd. It was just making me laugh. But yeah,
how Luke Berry is Luke Berry's son? I know that's obvious, but that kid even runs like him.
Same build and everything. Though, really, just probably about a foot smaller.
It's something else though. You know, I wish they'd give some of them a microphone to talk to the whole stadium. That would have been a nice thing to do. You know, Rob Edwards could have said something, or you know, Colton could have said something. But it's nice to see all their family there, and it was just non-stop happiness. And it's really weird for relegation, isn't it? It's really weird. Do you not think?
It is. I don't know what happened at Burnley or Sheffield United. You wonder whether they had the same kind of thing, but probably not, because again, this is what our club is about. That. You know, pretty much the whole ground stayed for quite a long time. And
30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, comfortably. And waiting for them all to come around and almost sung each player's song individually, gave them all their own time. It was magnificent.
It's lovely, wasn't it?
They won't forget it. Just some fun facts from the game itself. You know, we had an XG of 2.1 apparently. Doesn't mean anything now, does it? It's the first time Fulham have recorded a league double over Luton since 1953-54. That's annoying.
Oh, well.
And our relegation confirms it's only the second season ever to see all three promoted clubs go straight back down. The first one was 97-98, Barnsley, Bolton and Crystal Palace. So, you know, it's not a bad thing. We scored 52 goals.
And we scored against every team.
Every team in the division.
Yeah.
Just
in the Premier League.
In the Premier League. Well,
that's a cracking stat, isn't it? I love that as well.
Have we checked out whether Sheffield United or Burnley did it?
Probably not.
Producer Jacob looked that up for us. I think
there'll be some clubs higher up that probably didn't do that.
Mm-hmm. It's quite sad, really, because you know, we thought Kenilworth Road would be an absolute fortress this season, and we lost 11 home games, which is quite sad. But I've enjoyed every one of them, I think. Well, with the exception of, really big exception with the Brentford game. Didn't like that one. But, you know, the Liverpool game, we didn't lose that, we drew that. Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham. You know, Manchester United, going to miss those names coming to Kenilworth Road for a season, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we will. And at the moment, I still haven't got to that stage. I think it depends how next season goes, but we will look back and go, do you remember those games against those teams? Yeah. And again, hopefully we'll be doing well and those times will come back. But you Dave, you said about the last time three clubs went up and came down. And you look at those names and you just hope we don't end up like a Barnsley, Bolton and
we are a Crystal Palace.
Yeah. And you've got to hope that's what we're about. And I think we will be.
Is the difference between, I don't know the ins and outs here, but the difference I think for us is that we're not going to absolutely flippantly spend all the money to get back. We're not going to do that because I think we've seen the worst times at Luton Town, haven't we? We've seen the fact that we got relegated out of the league completely through mismanagement. And whoever takes over, when 2020 control, when Gary Sweet sets down, whoever takes over the next role will have that same in mind. They will not sell out, to Disney, will they? We wouldn't have thought. Unless they offer us tons of money and we come the new Manchester City. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Probably not. Do
you know, it'd make the Premier League more fun because then you're going to be competitive at the top end of the Premier League.
Yeah, but look at Arsenal. They were very competitive this season. They finished second again. They haven't won anything again, right? They haven't had the joy of winning anything for quite a while. Yet we've won promotion 4 times.
Yeah, more excitement, don't we?
Yeah, so it's all good. I think, you know, being who you are in the division, where our level is going to be a yo-yo for a bit, and then we become established. That's how I look at it.
And do you know what the thing that really frustrates me as well? And obviously it's a bit of a negative, but obviously when I say what you just said there, Dave, I obviously say this to people that I drink with or friends, whoever else, and all they go to me is just small club mentality. So what you've got is a small club mentality. It's like, sure, you want to push on. I'm thinking it's not quite like, you know, we're not an Arsenal, we're not, you know, Man United.
But that's the problem with...
We can't do that sort of stuff.
But that's the problem with big clubs, isn't it? The big clubs look at people like us. It looks, you're a small club. Yeah. Do you know what? We are not in any debt into the extent that you lot are. Mm-hmm. Manchester City are still facing 115 charges.
Whilst they're getting so much cash flushed into them every
But
single
they're
season.
still taking all the glory.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Everton go into administration
That'd be
next
great,
season, possibly. Who knows what Forest they're going to do. Look, those big clubs and the fans of those teams are the ones that kind of only know the Premier League now.
Yeah, of course.
And they don't think football exists below that. They don't know how good football in the Championship is and how fun that is. When I was talking to the sponsors dinner, and I was saying to the players about how excited I am because we get 8 more games next season.
Yeah,
More than midweeks. And they kind of looked at it and went, "Oh God," But and they were genuinely surprised at when we were saying to them, "Look, we're looking forward to next season. 'Cause I love the Championship," and they're like, "Really?"
Yeah, we do love the Championship. We love the extra games. Not so many calendar movements, although I suspect there will be. With the new TV deals on and things like that. If you could take away just one thing from our Premier League season, what would you take from it? Tara, have you got anything?
I'll be honest, it's pretty the financial backing that we're getting from it. I'll be honest, I know it's not, well, obviously it is about money these days, but I just think that is going to put us in such good stead for the next sort of like 5-10 years. And it's just, I keep saying the same thing because the only thing I can think of is like, it's going to make us, maybe like, I'm going to probably say potentially a yo-yo team, potentially. Hopefully we're not, we'll stay in there. But if we do, that's more money again. And I know people say, oh yeah, but you need to get back, you need to do this. I hear a lot of people saying it. I do not care if we go up, down for the next 10 years. I don't care because guess what? If you're going to do that, you're making shitloads of money. So who cares? And that's my honest opinion. And people might go, yeah, but come on, you want to stay up there. Of course you do. But if you can't, take the money and run and then rebuild again and keep doing it and take the money and just take them, just rinse the money.
Got any thoughts?
Well, I was going to say the money, but
okay.
Sorry, no, great minds.
You say that,
but
you say great minds, but just minds in this case.
But if we're not going to go with the money, I'm going to say that I probably now realise that the Premier League isn't the holy grail. I don't care what league Luton are in. I probably never have done, but even more so now we've gone and had a go and we've seen what it's about. If we never get there again, I don't think I'll be upset. We've been there, we've done it. I know what you're saying about but for me, I don't care what league my team is in because I've had a look at the Premier League and there's a lot I didn't like about it. If we get back there, I'm fully on it. If we don't, I'm not worried.
No,
and I think if we'd never been there, I don't know whether I would have always been, if only. Now we've been there, I don't care.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm completely opposite to that in a way because you know what it is? Now I've been there. I want to get back there.
Yeah, I want to go back.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not,
I want to go back and stay there.
Yeah,
I want to stay there. I want to become an established team
the thing is, right, before, when we thought we had zero chance, and let's face it, who ever thought we'd be in the Premier League?
No.
And realistically, who thought it? I didn't. I'm pretty sure you guys didn't. No. And all of a sudden we've got there and I've gone, this is all right. But at the same time, sorry, Darren, give me one second, mate. But basically, before we got to the Premier League, I was like, couldn't give a shit about the Premier League. That's literally all I thought. And now I'm like, I want to get back there. Money.
Well,
take the money.
It is the money. For me, you know what? All the new people that have shown up and supported Luton worldwide, globally, are now interested in Luton. That's a good thing to come. Because, if you get a bigger stadium and you get more people in, you get better at it. So for me, I'm going to take the fact that, internationally we're better known now. And, that can only be a good thing for us too.
Yeah.
And of course I was on TNT Sports pitch side. I said that last week, didn't I? Because Steve's not here to say he was on Football Focus.
I can hear him.
Him from Alcatraz rattling those bars trying to get out. I was actually thinking, I've just loved every second of this season. Despite the results, I've loved every second of this season. Every place I've been, every ground I've revisited, and grounds that I'd never been to because we hadn't played them in their new stadium. So, as an older person, in the 80s, I was going to all those grounds anyway. And you're right, the young people of today want to see their team in the Premier League because that's where it's at. And all these young kids that have seen Luton success can only strive them on to be fantastic supporters of the club. And seeing them in the Premier League is where those kids want to be. And a lot of old school people go, I don't like the Premier League, I want to be in the Championship. I don't care if we ever go back, Darren. But I think for our future going forward, it's got to be a goal. And the kids that are coming up supporting Luton now, because they were a Premier League team, will love it if we get back there.
The thing is, though, right, honestly, I know I always go for a little bit of a controversial view or whatever, but you should be supporting your local team anyway, in my opinion. Just because we've been in the Premier League doesn't define
but
the reason you support a team.
But the people don't, do they? Because
This is what's wrong with people. Sorry, I'm going a bit
you
right
say
now.
that, yeah, but I get you
Going
there.
on one.
Look,
Yeah.
many years ago when my lad was a young kid, someone gave him a Manchester United top and I came home and he was in it. I put him to bed, I took the top off him, I took it down, I put it in the bin, and my other half said, oh, where's that top gone? I can't remember. Right? Because he's no way. If he wasn't going to support Luton, he's not supporting anyone else in my house. That's how I felt about it. And he was only a kid, right?
Yeah, and he basically supported Man United till he was 6. He was living in the garden. So to be fair,
but a lot of families just go, oh, what shirt do you want? Liverpool. There you go. You can support Liverpool then, or you can support Arsenal, or you can support all those teams that do well. Because a lot of kids don't want to come and see people lose every week. Although we've sort of practically done that this season.
I think it is changing though. So my youngest, Oliver, he's 6 coming up to 7, so he's starting academy football. So they train with the younger lot on a Sunday morning. So there must be one of the coaches, Dean Brill.
Oh, yeah.
And there must be, I don't know, 20, just over 20 in that younger group, and about 16 in our group. So between 30 and 40 every week, and I'd say at least a third of those kids are wearing Luton kits now.
But would they have Luton kits on if we were in League 2?
No,
and that's the point I'm trying to make.
That's quite sad as well if you think about it. That's what really upsets me.
But this is why we should strive to do the best we can. Look, we're just rambling on now, aren't we? We asked you guys, what's the one thing you'll take away from our season in the Premier League? Kevin said that the speed and intensity is off the scale compared to the Championship. No wonder 38 games led to a worse injury crisis than 46 did. May as well be a different sport. Andy said soft Premier League fouls took us a while to catch on to that. I agree with that totally. Looking forward to proper football again next season where overpaid prima donnas are not diving everywhere. I think, I don't know how many times I've screamed at a player for going over because he felt somebody brushed past them.
It happens in every league, those we feel.
Okay, so if we become an established Premier League team,
we need to do it.
And we've got those kind of players, and our players are doing that, how will you feel?
I'm going to love it because we'll get the free kicks and the goals, of course. Yeah, exactly what it is. Matt says how errors are magnified and pounced on in this league. It's not simply enough to be competitive. You need to be ruthlessly eradicate errors, which at this level comes with a hefty transfer price tag. Cynical Hatter says standard of referees does not improve. VAR sucks the life out of games. Did anybody see the video of the Australian League referee Sydney versus someone going on pitch and announcing his decision from VAR? It was like watching American football, and he basically said penalty for this reason, and you're sitting there going, oh God. Well, they're going to have that in the Premier League next season. The referees are going to announce they are going to announce their decisions. And I just think, where is it going? I said this the other week. Is it going to go to quarters next so you can have a little bit longer of breaks? Who knows? Ruben, the fitness levels are through the roof and having a big squad is imperative. And that's just to get an even playing field. Agreed. John says that we were there and for the most part we competed with the best. That's true enough. Ed says it's the pinnacle where everybody wants to get to, but also comes with a lot of negatives. Personally, I've loved going this season, but feel squad-wise we just weren't quite there, and the injuries sadly proved that. And finally, Cameron said it's a tourism league. The football is amazing, but the support from the fans is non-existent. I'm proud that we've retained our old school support for our club and team, whilst also mixing it with the big boys. Like we said earlier, everybody to their own. I think it's the best division to be in. Without a doubt.
But I don't disagree with that, though. It's a tourism league.
No, it is a tourism league, but that's
quite a lot of times, yeah.
But half and half scarves are for tourists.
Yeah.
Did you see in the Arsenal game of the weekend, someone had a half Arsenal, half West Ham shirt?
Yeah,
I would have lynched him. I wouldn't have not let him in the stadium wearing that thing.
I tell you what, right? Was that a kid? Was it?
No.
I was going to say, well, what I was going to say was, if any parent out there, I don't care if people listen to this or whatever, if you let your child wear a half and half scarf, you need to sort your parenting skills out, because it's disgraceful.
If it's your first game ever watching Luton Town and you go to Manchester United and your kid says, can I have a scarf to celebrate it? What would you do? Half and half. If your kid is your very first, you get him a programme, would you get him a half and half?
No. I'll get you to our club shop and I'll buy you our stuff.
Yes,
There you go. And because half and halves are always done by street vendors and are always crap, aren't they? So stay away from. Also, kids holding up signs for shirts, do one. Adults holding up signs for shirts, get rid of them. Begging for those sort of things. Just get on with watching the football. Let's talk briefly about, this time of the season where you start panicking, who's going, who's staying, and obviously the rumours started straight away, and obviously the first one that comes up to mind is Aston Villa after Ross Barkley.
It's happening, isn't it?
It's going to happen, isn't it? Do you know what though? And we've been saying this for weeks. Look what Christian Eriksen did at Brentford. He came on, re-established himself, ended up at Manchester United. Hasn't performed so well at Manchester United this season, but he's gone there, and I don't blame him. You can't begrudge Ross Barkley this chance, can you?
No,
of course.
No, and he's been there before, isn't he? Did he do a season there? So
I think he
knows
played
the club
quite well that season as well.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I think he's absolutely loved his time with us, and I think he really appreciates what we've done for him. Had we stayed up, who knows? But you can't deny him that chance.
Of course.
The other one, which is quite worrying, really. I mean, I think I said last weekend I thought Elijah was off, and Everton are showing potential interest. I think there'll be other clubs. I think people like West Ham might be interested, or maybe even a Brighton of this world might be interested.
This is the thing, obviously. He is probably, a Sean Dyche kind of player, isn't he? Like a big target man, great in the air, great with his feet and whatever else, hold the ball up. But there's no way Everton are going to sign him because they're going out of business.
Yeah, I said to you, Dave, earlier, didn't I? Why would Luton do business with Everton when they could be going into administration?
Yeah.
The thing is, someone will take him if he doesn't. I mean, I hope he stays with us because he can prove himself again and get more goals, become more valuable, and go. But you wouldn't say to him, don't ever come back. You'd go off with our blessing and just make sure you don't score if you're playing us.
Well, if any team wants him, they can pay at least 20 million for him.
Well, that's the point. A couple of seasons ago, you wouldn't have got 5 million for him, let alone 20 million for him. And so that's a good thing. And we got more money for finishing third bottom, £3.2 million we got for finishing third bottom. So it's all good.
It's 3.2 each place.
Is it?
So we get
9.6. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
That's the total sum, is it?
Which is pretty much what we spent on doing the ground up, wasn't it?
Yeah, give or take, 10, 12 million, give or take.
I think with Adebayo as well, I think, I don't know what kind of style we're going to play. We're going to see, if
Taylor's back.
Let's hope Rob Edwards doesn't go, because there's rumours on that, isn't there? Well, I don't think he will. But
do you think the Rob Edwards rumours, though, it's like a whole chain of managers and the press are just tumbling it around because they've got nothing to talk about?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And for his career, I
think it'd be wrong.
Even if there was something, I think the Wolves job, if Gary O'Neill went, I think if the Wolves job came up, then that would be a hard one for him to turn out because his connections and a decent Premier League team. But no, I think it'd be a bit career suicidal for him to leave us at the moment. Nathan Jones,
and he's got the chance now as well to stamp his.
But I think it depends. I think we'll see his style because he came in. And he said, we're just going to keep going. We're not going to play my style. I'm going to play because it's been working. He's had to find a style for the Premier League. So I think next season we will see what Rob Edwards is about. So whether he's looking to lump it up to a big man up top, if he isn't, you got McAtee and Taylor coming back, different types of players. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing Joe Taylor, by the way. Then maybe he's going, if decent money comes in for Adebayo, let him go because that's not how we're going to play next season.
If I'm not mistaken, at Forest Green, when he got them playing football, a lot of it was playing out from the back, possession-based football, with a lot of width.
Well, time's going to show that one. Time's going to show that. Another player who's attracting interest and quite not surprisingly attracting interest is Alfie. I've heard West Ham and Manchester United are in the mix. Again, if they came up and offered him a full, career with them, he'd go with your blessing, wouldn't he?
What's United?
Well, to any team, any
Wow.
team that's going to give him the security that he could get.
If it's a good team,
these players, it's their career. It's a very short career.
No, of course.
Financial security. If you're going to be offered, whether it's Man United or not, Patari.
No. What I was going to say was it has to be a good team because he's too good for a shit team. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was going to say.
So not Man United then.
Well, no, Man United, fair enough.
Okay, so then all I've been listening today is with Talk Sport England announcement and everything.
Okay, yeah.
Not a even slight mention of his name.
Yeah.
England have no left back. They haven't. Chilwell.
Is it Shaw? Is he going?
They'd put Shaw in, but they don't know whether he's going to be fit. And they're talking about.
This is crazy.
They're talking about who's the lad from Newcastle that's played like 10.
Dan Burton, is it?
No, the young lad.
Oh, Lewis Hall.
No, who's played 10, 11 games. Even
what?
To be fair to her, love Faye Carruthers. Even Faye Carruthers didn't even mention Alfie's name. You know, they're going to play this classic England. They're going to play a centre half or a right back at left back because they're a big name.
It'd be trippy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, rather than playing. Okay, Alfie's had a season in the Premier League, but he is a blooming left back.
Yeah.
How on earth he isn't in that 30-man squad?
Quality as well.
I'm not saying if everybody was fit he'd be there, but they're not. We're short. So if we are talking about Man United and West Ham and that, why has he not been mentioned in that England potential setup? So
is it because he plays for Luton Town?
Well, quite possibly.
Of course.
And it's unbelievable as well. I don't know whether you guys noticed how quickly on TalkSport we've just dropped off their radar. Don't even talk about us.
I'll be honest, I've not listened to them for a long time, so I can't say anything.
Literally, they do not care about us. They were talking about Barkley, didn't even say Luton or anything. It's just like he will be playing in the Premier League next year, you know, blah, 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 blah.
But he might not be.
But
he will be.
But I think with Alfie, again, it comes down to the club. Did I hear right? Alfie got the same amount of assists as Foden this season.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, he's way up there.
You know, that's
how many assists did he get? 7, was it?
Right, you can't ask that question on the spot.
That's a wild guess as well.
Can't. I'm going to say 11.
I'm going to say I'll be surprised if it isn't double figures. But
I don't know. By the way, I just guessed.
You know, again, I think it'd have to be crazy money. It'd have to be crazy money to let him go.
Of course,
if we're ambitious to get back up.
Also, I'm just reading here, producer Jacob was telling us that Luton Town plans to finalise negotiations for the permanent transfer of Kabore.
Oh, wow,
got that from a French newspaper. He didn't tell us which one it was. It could have been Labino or anything else. But, I mean, that would be a welcome. Labino, yeah. That would be a welcome addition to full-time squad.
He got 8, by the way. 8 assists.
That
wasn't a bad guess for me, though. 7, I'll take that.
Well done, Batari. It felt like more.
Praise me.
Felt like more. The Kabore thing is, I think would be a decent bit of work there.
I mean, to be fair, he's been okay this season. I think he's been fantastic for the last sort of 6 games he's played or whatever. But I think give him another season with us in the Championship.
And in the Championship as well, he'll be able to get forward. He always looks better going forwards.
And you can see potential there. That's the thing. But I think, do you know what? I'll be excited about him in the Championship, So, yeah.
Well, you have to go, and we're going to get stronger. We go down stronger than we were when we went up. We go down with our pride intact, really, I think. The ground is better. The stadium rocks when it's happy, and we've been quite happy most of the season, haven't we? Gary Sweet.
Rocks because it's unstable.
Well, I'm going to say Gary Sweet, please keep 2 for 1s every week. That would be fantastic. You get that atmosphere every week. Some key dates for next year, next season, not next year. Fixture release day, ain't that far to wait. June 26th is our fixture release day where we can all start planning on our new season and I guarantee that we're going to get one of the promoted clubs and we'll be on telly. That's what I guarantee. One of the relegated clubs will be playing a promoted club and they will be on the television with them. So I reckon Oxford.
Okay.
In my mind, I've always had Plymouth.
That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? First week of the season.
Plymouth
sunny day, yeah. I remember it back in League 2 when we won 3 up there, or down there, should I say. Obviously, I went, what a day.
I mean, look at us going,
we're already getting into it,
Premier League team that's come down, and you're looking at teams going, that should be an easy win. But I know we'll probably talk about it more with the end of season one, but I'd rather be in the Championship next season than this season that's just finished. You look at the teams that are in it. Next season, I looked through the list and you kind of go,
okay,
not bad.
And then if we get promoted, it'd be the second worst promotion ever. Won't it? The new season starts on the 10th and the 11th of August. So it's not that far away, and we've got the Euros in between that. We've got lots of other football to talk about. in between that if we need to. And I don't know why Jacob's put the playoffs in there. If we're going to get promoted this time, we're going to go up in automatic. So that must be fun.
No, we'll take the playoffs again. Money.
Oh, you're just all about the dosh, aren't you?
I am tonight, yeah.
Listen, just hello to Steve in Alcatraz one more time. Was it Tom that he met out there? I think he said it was Tom, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was.
So I should have written it down. I didn't. If it wasn't Tom, then I apologise. But thanks for listening all the way over in America. It's great to hear that you listen in. And a couple of guys from Australia have said they love listening in. So please leave some comments. Contact us if you see us on social media, on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, leave some comments and like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to do an end of season review. Hopefully Steve will be back from America when we do that. Otherwise it'll just be us three talking. So if you've got any comments to leave about your season review, can you leave that on our socials? Contact Jacob and we'll see. We might even contact you back. Who knows? And all I can say is that I've really had a fantastic season. Relegation doesn't matter, does it? We'll see you all again soon. Like and subscribe. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.
Thank you, everyone.